The first. So we'll kick off the ticket, and I reckon we have your beautiful siren sounded. These are all GG's topic names tonight. So the first one is the Sydney Sirens. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's out of order. This is a Sunday game. You've bolted too quickly. Were we going to talk about Saturday? But we can talk about Sunday's game first.
Well, I've only got 4 topics or 5 topics because that's all you gave me. You didn't give me Saturday. Or did you want me to go full noddle? Is that what it was?
Well, yeah, just if we were doing them in order, but it doesn't really matter. We can talk about Siren Sounded. Let's do this one.
And then I just figured we'd go Sirens and then Inferno, then Rush, then Ice, and then preview the next week.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. So, yeah, Sydney Sirens winning the first game of the season. Let us know, too. Give us your thoughts on the weekend's action in the chat. Big plays, big goals. There were plenty of them over the weekend. On Saturday, Sarah Edney had like a sensational hat trick. Was flipping unreal. But one goal that I know that you really liked, and it was her debut, well, her maiden AWIHL goal. Jessica Borg. Shall we play that one?
We can play that. The Sirens fell to the Inferno 7-5 on Saturday and then beat the Inferno 5-4 on Sunday. We called both of them. We'll play the clip. What I love about this clip too is I don't know what you were doing, Gordon, in the lead up to the goal. You were just sort of waffling.
Doing one of those 1,000 ad reads that.
But it was a great goal nonetheless.
Pilates, Coburn. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to the sponsors for the league. And the Sirens, I believe, had a travelling sponsor as well. As what a beautiful goal scored by Jessica Borg. Picks a corner. Top biscuit. What a snipe.
What a goal, Gordon. Calabria breaks free, gets the blue line, passes it off, and Paul just buries it. Top shot. Great work there, GG. It was a good goal.
Just a minute. Replays are sponsored by Carmen's Roasted Nut Bar. Go to carmens.com.au for all your... Yep, sorry.
It was a great goal. It really was. It was Calabria, who people talk about Calabria all the time, her skating and her ability on both sides of the puck. But Borg, that goal, I don't know who the defender was for the Inferno that was coming across, but Borg was sort of leaning to her right, firing it away, had a defender coming across to check and get the stick in there, and was able to just bury it. It was just an unbelievable goal. And for your first goal, it's imagine scoring something like that for your first goal. And then I think what topped it off as well was the Sally. Like just going, yeah. Phil just chucked it in the chat.
Like great Sally too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what really was like. Yeah, this is a good goal. Just a Sally as well. Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, it was a beauty, a real beauty, and Borg has been great. Like she's stood out. I know in the Sirens games that we've covered in Calabria, with the setup, what a play by Calabria. So congrats to Jessica Borg. Nikita Horvat also scored her first AWIHL goal earlier in that game. So, these are good little moments that the team can kind of get around and bring them together. And like I remember covering the Sydney Swans AFLW team in their first season, and they didn't win a game, and talking to Coach Scott Gowans about how do you keep the room, happy and upbeat and et cetera, and it's finding little victories within the game to be able to celebrate as a team, and those were two that carried over to Sunday's performance.
Yeah, we've just got a comment too in in the Instagram live, have you guys been drinking from the Adelaide Rush account? So, no, I haven't. G. Gordon's on the water, and he's on mute as well. So he does that a lot.
Yeah, I'm on the water. I'm on the water.
We'd spoken about Sydney a fair bit across the season, and how much they were actually in games. They were always in games, and they were always close. And then before the games on Saturday, when we were doing a little pre-game before the puck dropped, we spoke about them in Melbourne as well and how they jumped out on the ice. And they just been battling and battling. And they showed that again on Saturday, and they weren't able to get the result. But then they come out on Sunday, and they got the result on Sunday. And I was really rapt for them as well. And it was that second period for the Sirens on the Sunday that really set up their win. Stephanie Newmark with a hat trick as well on the Sunday, just scoring 3 unanswered goals in that second period. So I was really rapt to see the Sirens finally get a win.
And Sarah Edney tripled her assist total on the Sunday too. She got a couple of assists and scored. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have esports desk open, but I think she scored that goal early in the third period to make it a 5-2 game. And I think that just because Perth were coming, at the end of the game, they were clawing their way back and just fell short. That was a vital goal by Edney.
Yeah, 100%. And someone I think that we should talk about as well was Ella Lakari, who I felt was absolutely superb for the Sirens across the entire weekend, coming up with some really clutch saves in important moments. And I know that you love the one save we've got here on the footage. It was pretty cool, sort of dropping the double pads. You did call it well. This one you did call beautifully, GG. But Ella Lakari was unreal on the weekend.
I think if you're the Inferno, you don't mind a defensive zone face-off because it gives you more runway for their speed game. As Salmons just chips it along the boards, back up to Scala, and Salmons will go to the net. Here's an opportunity on the break. What a save by Lakari! Doubles the pads and stops Salmons.
So Lakari on the weekend saved 24 of 30 on Saturday and then 36 of 40 on the Sunday and picked up the win on the Sunday. Had a save percentage of over 900 on the Sunday, and it's the first time she's done that this season. So it was absolutely superb. Yeah,
it was brilliant, and we've seen some spectacular saves from Lakari. We've spoken about that, but just to keep the team in the game, even on the Saturday, shout out to Emma Moonen, who also made an appearance, made a good glove save as well. So getting some work in and some confidence, hopefully. But yeah, good on Lakari for making the save. I mean, such a big body in net, but able to use the frame well, and they took a win. Well done.
I was really impressed with Gabby Arps on the weekend as well. I actually thought she was superb on the blue line for the Sirens, was doing a really solid job getting back defensively. Just there was a couple of times across the weekend where the Inferno looked to break and Arps would just track back and get a stick in at the right time. All that sort of stuff. I thought Arps was really, really good.
Yeah, and considering Sydney was missing Lily Roberts and Fiona Moon for the weekend, although Fiona Moon did travel with the team, was on the bench, not dressed, wasn't able to play, but was still able to provide some advice and encouragement for the D group. Like, those are two big losses, or on the blue line. But I similarly, I was impressed. I was impressed by Samantha Winder as well. He scored a goal on the Sunday.
Yep.
So yeah, it was very impressive. Very impressive.
If you've got any comments on the weekend of what you've seen from the games, drop them in the chat on Facebook, YouTube. We're checking out the Instagram as well. If you've got comments, drop them in there as well. Anything else with the Sirens, Gordon, you wanted to touch on?
One of the players, and she was the one, I think, fittingly, that held the puck against the boards when the final buzzer sounded. Julia Pacchini may not appear on the score sheet, but I know you're a big fan, Dukes.
Yeah, and I did say on the coverage, if you were picking a team like you would when you're at primary school, when you'd pick your teams to play a sport at school, and if Julia Pacchini was there in the lineup, I think I would pick Julia Pacchini every single time, like first, if that would be my first player to pick, because it's just both sides of the puck. Like doesn't get rewarded on the stat sheet like a lot of these other players do in the competition, but just the hard work and just the battling and the work that she does along the boards on the forecheck, especially to provide opportunities for Edney and players like that. Like it doesn't go unnoticed for me, and that's the stuff that I love. I love the hard-working two-way players like Pacchini, and had another great weekend.
Yeah, no, vital piece of that team for sure.